Did you know that there are actually places in Europe that will pay you to move there? Not metaphorically, I mean real money, grants, tax breaks, even free houses. Now, before you pack your bags and jump on a plane, there are some important caveats that nobody talks about in the headlines, because most of these programs don't work the way the internet says that they do. Of course, right? But if you understand how they actually do work, you really can move abroad and put thousands of euros back in your pocket. Hi, I'm Danielle from Expat Livin, and here at Expat Livin, we help you get from where you are to where you want to be. And today I'm going to walk you through 5 countries that offer financial incentives to move there in 2026, and I'll explain exactly how they work. Now, before we get started, I want to go over a quick disclaimer. We need to clear up the biggest myth, and that's when you see headlines like, Europe will pay you to move there. What they usually mean is that a small town or region is offering incentives, not the entire country. And most of these programs do not automatically give you residency. Immigration rules are handled by national governments, while these incentive programs usually come from local communities who are trying to revive shrinking populations. But if you combine these programs with the right visa, they can be an incredible way to start a new life abroad. And by the way, if you're thinking about moving abroad and you want a step-by-step guide to help you with visas, housing, schools, and budgeting, check out my Move Abroad Mentorship Community Program. And that's where I walk people through the entire process and help them figure out which country actually fits their life and goals. And, I'll leave the link below. All right, so let's jump into the countries. Number 1 is going to be Italy. Italy is probably the most famous country for getting paid to move there. You've probably heard about these programs for €1 houses, and yes, those are real, but they come with some conditions. Many small Italian towns, especially in Sicily, Sardinia, Calabria, and Royal Tuscany, sell abandoned homes for €1 to attract new residents. But here's the catch. You usually must renovate the property, start renovations within a certain time frame, and live in or rent the property for a number of years. However, some places offer actual grants for renovation. For example, the Trentino region in northern Italy has offered grants from anywhere from €80,000 to €100,000 to help people purchase and renovate abandoned homes. Many southern towns also offer tax incentive. One of the biggest is Italy's 7% flat tax program. And if you move to certain small municipalities in southern Italy, qualifying retirees can pay only 7% on foreign income tax for up to 10 years. That's a massive tax break compared to the normal Italian rates, which can exceed over 40%. So while Italy isn't handing out suitcases of cash, the combination of cheap property and tax incentives can make moving there surprisingly affordable. Country number 2 is Spain. Since I actually live here in Spain, this one is close to home. Spain has several local relocation programs designed to repopulate rural towns. For example, the village of Ponga in Asturias has offered around €3,000 to new residents, plus additional incentives if you have children. Other municipalities offer free land, housing subsidies, or support for families willing to relocate. But one of the most interesting programs is happening in the Extremadura region. They have offered grants of up to €15,000 for digital nomads willing to move there and work remotely. Now, this is part of Spain's broader effort to bring remote workers into less populated regions of the country. And then there's something called Beckham's Law. This is a special tax regime that allows certain foreign workers to pay a flat fee of 24% tax rate on Spanish income for up to 6 years. So for many professionals moving to the higher tax countries, this can save tens of thousands of euros. All right, quick pause here. If you are interested in Spain specifically, I've created several videos breaking down Spanish visas, cost of living, and the digital nomad visa. And if you want deeper guidance inside the Move Abroad Mentorship Program, we also have full guides for Spain, Portugal, and several other popular destinations. The link is below if you want some help figuring out your own move abroad strategy. All right, let's get back to the list. Number 3 is Ireland. Ireland has launched one of the most interesting relocation incentives in Europe. It's called the Vacant Property Refurbishment Grant. The Irish government will give homeowners up to €50,000 to renovate vacant homes. So if the property is considered derelict, the grant can even go up to €70,000. And there's an even bigger incentive for certain offshore islands along the Irish coast. So people who move to these islands and renovate abandoned homes can receive anywhere up to €84,000 in grants. The goal here is to bring life back to communities that have lost population over the years. But again, you have to follow the rules, right? You must purchase the property, you must renovate it, and you must either live in it as your primary residence or rent it out for a long-term period. So this program is really designed for people willing to commit to restoring older homes and living in rural Ireland. But if that sounds appealing, it can significantly reduce the cost of buying property. All right, number 4 is Greece. Greece has also experimented with financial incentives for new residents. One of the most famous examples is the tiny island of Antikythera. To attract families and essential workers, the island has offered free housing, lands, and a monthly stipend of around 500 euros per month for several years. Programs like this are typically aimed at teachers, farmers, or families who are willing to help sustain small island communities. Greece also offers some attractive tax incentives for new residents. Foreign retirees who move to Greece can qualify for a 7% flat tax rate on foreign income for 15 years. And there are also 50% income tax reductions for certain new tax residents, depending on employment status. So for retirees or remote workers, Greece really can be surprisingly attractive financially. All right, number 5 is Scotland. The final one is Scotland. Several rural communities and islands have explored incentives to attract new residents. The Outer Hebrides and the other island communities have introduced programs designed to help people relocate, particularly remote workers. In recent years, there have also been incentives offering relocation support, housing assistance, and grants for remote workers who are willing to live in rural communities. These programs aren't always open continuously, but they reflect a growing effort across Europe to revitalize small towns experiencing population decline. So for people who want dramatic landscapes, tight-knit communities, and a slower pace of life, these regions can really be incredibly appealing. All right, friends, my final thoughts here. So yes, there are places in Europe that will financially incentivize you to move there. But the key thing to remember is that these programs are usually designed to solve a local problem. They're trying to bring people back to rural towns, small villages, or declining communities. So if you're open to living outside of a major city, then these opportunities can significantly reduce the cost of moving abroad. And hey, if moving abroad is something that you're seriously considering, I created the Move Abroad Mentorship Program to help people figure out which countries they qualify for, which visas actually work, and how to make a real plan to relocate. Inside our mentorship program, we walk you through visas, housing, healthcare, schools, and the real logistics of moving overseas. So you can find the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe to Expat Livin, like it, share it, comment, and we try to give practical advice for people who are trying to build a life abroad. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.